Hello students, welcome in standard 10 subject mathematics. This is chapter number 2 polynomials and we are in lecture number 4 now. Last time we have seen the zeros of the linear polynomial and related to graphs were there and how the geometrical meaning of zeros of the polynomial were there. We have seen it all. And in last lecture again we have seen what is the zero of the linear polynomial and what is the relation from that with the coefficient of the polynomial. As we have seen that a linear polynomial is ax plus b in standard form and its zeros are 0 is only one, exactly 1 0 was there, and it is minus b upon a, right, and that was the minus constant upon the quotient of x. So about linear polynomial we have seen in the last lecture. So in here relationship between the zeros and coefficient of a polynomial, we are taking the quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial only. Why we are not taking the linear polynomial? Because about that in last lecture we have seen the zeros also and the relation with the coefficient of polynomial also. Okay, so for the quadratic first, if alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial px, as you know that quadratic polynomial is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. This is quadratic standard form polynomial, and if alpha and beta are zeros of these quadratic polynomial, then x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of px. This we know, right? If these two are factors of this, so multiplication of these two will give this polynomial. So therefore, ax square plus bx plus c equals to k times x minus alpha into x minus beta, because they are factors. Why they are factors? Because alpha and beta are zeros of this polynomial. Now we have introduced this k. So what is k? Where k is a constant. It may be any constant, any real number. So again the k times, this is the simplification of x minus alpha into x minus beta, as we know that x into x square minus sum of alpha plus beta, that is sum of alpha and beta into x plus product of alpha and beta. We can expand this way and this will be the expansion form. Now if you multiply k inside, it will be kx square minus k times alpha plus beta into x plus k times alpha beta. Now this expanded form, if we compare with this standard form ax square plus bx plus c, the quotient of x square is a, the quotient of x square is k. So a equal to k. Here the quotient of x is b, and here the quotient of x is minus k times alpha plus beta. So it is minus k times alpha plus beta. Compare the constant c equals to k alpha beta. So comparing the quotient of x square, we will get a equal to k. Comparing the quotient of x, we will get b equal to minus k into alpha plus beta, and comparing the constant term c equal to k alpha beta, we will get. This gives the sum of zeros as alpha plus beta. If you do, it will be minus b upon a, right? So it is minus b is what? B is the quotient of x. So coefficient of x upon a. What is a? The quotient of x square. Quotient of x square. And product of zeros, alpha into beta is equal to c upon a. You can see alpha plus beta minus alpha plus beta is minus b upon a type, you will get. And alpha into beta, you will get c upon a. That is, c is constant term upon a is again quotient of x square. So this way for the quadratic polynomial, if alpha and beta are two zeros of the quadratic polynomial, we have to remember that sum of the zeros are alpha plus beta equals minus b upon a, that is minus, what is b? The quotient of x upon quotient of x square we have to remember. And the product of zeros alpha into beta equal to c upon a, in that we have to remember constant upon quotient of x square. right? This is for the quadratic polynomial. The zeros are there and relationship between the zeros and the quotient of. These are the zeros sum and these are the quotient. Between that the relations are here for the quadratic polynomial. For the quadratic polynomial we have seen the zeros and their relationship with the quotient of polynomials. Now we will talk about cubic polynomial. In cubic polynomial, you know that there may be three zeros. So similarly, if alpha, beta and gamma are the zeros of cubic polynomials, px equals to. The standard form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0. Then the sum of zeros, that will be noted as alpha plus beta plus gamma equals to minus b upon a. In this case, minus is as it is. What is b? It is quotient of x square. So here quotient of x square we have written. What is a? It is quotient of x cube. One thing is common here always in quadratic or in linear, in quadratic, in cubic. Every time in denominator there will be quotient of the first term, that we can say always a. In linear it is quotient of x. In quadratic a is the quotient of x square. In cubic a is the quotient of x cube. So always a will be down. So as per linear, quadratic or cubic, we have to understand that what is a? In linear we will say quotient of x. In quadratic we will say quotient of x square. In cubic we will say it is quotient of x cube. So here it is quotient of x cube. The sum of zeros alpha plus beta equal to minus b upon a, where minus is as it is, b is quotient of x square upon quotient of x cube. Sum of the products of two zeros. It is like alpha plus beta into gamma plus gamma into alpha. This is called sum of the product of two zeros equal to c upon a. What is c in this case? Quotient of x upon a is again quotient of x cube. Now simply product of zeros is alpha into beta into gamma, and it will be minus d upon a. So minus as what is d? In this case it is d is constant term upon a is again the quotient of x cube. So this way for the linear we have seen in last lecture, and for quadratic these are the zeros and their relations with the quotient of polynomials, and for cubic as well. So it will be useful in the examples also. Example 2 and 3 I have done simultaneously because they are the same type of examples in the textbook given. In both we have to find the zeros of the quadratic polynomials. In example 2 it is given x square plus 7x plus 10, and in example 3 it is given x square minus 3. These two are polynomials, and in both we have to find the zeros and we have to verify the relationship between the zeros and the quotient. Like this we have to verify that they are following this relationship or not. So in solution we will first solve the example 2, and it is having the polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10. So polynomial px equal to x square plus 7x plus 10 I have taken. By factorization you will get x plus 2 into x plus 5. As we have seen in last lecture that to find zeros, what we do? We start with px equal to 0. If we start with px equal to 0, then x plus 2 into x plus 5 equal to 0. If x plus 2 into x plus 5 equal to 0, it will be x plus 2 equal to 0 and x plus 5 equal to 0. From this, what is the value of x we will get? Plus 2 will be that side, so minus 2, x equal to minus 2, and here plus 5 will be this side, so x equal to minus 5. So minus 2 and minus 5 are the zeros we got. Now let's check that they are following this relationship or not. So in relationship, two formula we have for quadratic polynomial, sum and the product. So we will check both of them. Sum of the zeros if we do minus 2 plus minus 5 equal to minus 2 and minus 5, minus 7 will be. Now minus 7 can be written as minus 7 upon 1. So minus as it is. What is 7 in this polynomial you see? 7 is the quotient of x. So that is quotient of x. Upon what is 1 is this? It is a. It is the quotient of x square. Quotient of x square 1. So here sum of the zeros, what we got? Minus of quotient of x upon quotient of x square, that is minus b upon a, and sum of the zero is here minus b upon a. You can see quite clearly. So yes, it is following the relationship of sum of the zeros. Now we will check about the product also. Now product of the zeros we do here. So zeros are -2 and -5. We have to do product. Product means multiply. -2 into -5, minus minus plus 5 to the 10 it is. This 10 can be written as 10 upon 1, and now 10 upon 1, 10 and 1 you see in the given polynomial. 10 is here the constant term, it gets C place, and 1 is the quotient of x square, it is A. C upon A, C upon A. C is constant term upon what is A, 1 is quotient of x square. So the product formula that we have alpha into beta equal to C upon A constant upon quotient of x square is following. So in example 2 we have seen that this is found the zeros and verifying the relationship between zeros and quotient, so it is verified. Similar way, in this example 3, x square minus 3 is given as a polynomial. We will go similar. So bx equals to, as we are given, x square minus 3. This x square minus 3 can be written as x square minus 3 can be written as root 3 square. This is like a square minus b square. So factors are a minus b plus b like. So x minus root 3 into x plus root 3 we got. Now again to find the zeros of the bx equal to 0 we take. If bx equal to 0, that means x minus root 3 x plus root 3 equal to 0. That means x minus root 3 equal to 0 and x plus root 3 also equal to 0. From here, minus root 3 will be here, the plus root 3, so x equal to root 3 we will get. And here, plus root 3 if I take here, minus root 3, so x equal to minus root 3 we get. So here we get two zeros are root 3 and minus root 3. Now we will check sum and product. So sum of zeros, we do root 3 plus minus root 3 is minus plus minus, root 3 minus root 3 equal to 0 we are getting. This 0 can be written as minus 0 upon 1, minus 0 upon 1. So in this given expression, you can see x term is not here. X square given and x term is not given. So we will consider it is 0x. 0x, okay. So if we consider 0x, so b equal to 0 we will have. So in place of 0 we can write b there. And what is a? It is quotient of x square which is 1. So it is a. So we are getting minus of as minus quotient of x, that is 0 in this case because x term is not given. So we will consider the quotient of x as 0. The quotient of x, and what is 1? 1 is the quotient of x square. Quotient of x square is a. So sum of zeros is verifying this relationship. Now we will see the product is verifying or not. Product, if you do of these two zeros, we got whatever we got. So root 3 into minus root 3 plus minus minus root 3 into root 3, 3. Now this minus 3 can be written as minus 3 upon 1. Now this you see here, minus 3 is this on constant place, that is C. So C upon 1 is this A. So C upon A. So what we got? Constant term minus 3 upon quotient of x square. Constant upon quotient of x square, the product. So this way in example 2 and 3, this type of question is given in the exercise 2.2, question number 1. So it is your homework to complete now exercise 2.2, it's question number 1. It is your homework, and they both all 6 questions are there in question number 1. They will have this type of example 2 and 3 types of all the questions, and you can do this way. And this is the theory related. This is all you have to write down in very well handwriting. In exam, 1 mark question can be asked from this theory anyway, right? And related to this, any question can also be asked. So you are suggested to write down it very well handwriting, and remember this, understand this. And example 2, 3 you do, and then in homework, question number 1 of exercise 2.2 we have to do.